On Epilepsy Today, we're going to talk about another new device that's out there. It's called the Embrace, and the Embrace is a wristband. This is a wristband that actually detects seizure activity. This is 22nd century.
This is awesome, yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? So it combines movement, so it's a movement detector, an accelerometer. It also monitors your cardiac output, so it's got an EKG in it. This thing does everything that's scratch it. You got an itch. I'm serious. It's got an electrodermal it monitors electrodermal activity, which is the galvanic.
Sweat gland activity, the sympathetic nervous system.
And so it does all these things, okay? And what they found is that it had no false positives because it combined all these particular items, okay, in
identified seizures
and a logarithm to determine whether or not this person is having seizure activity or not. Okay. Not only that, this thing learns.
Okay? Gets better and better.
Yes. So as it begins to know you as a human being,
it updates.
It updates and sets those parameters. You know? So what happens is over time, this gets better and better. Okay, so it can notify you when seizure activity is happening. It can notify the doctor. It can, you can decide whether you want this information that it's recording to go to the cloud. So that next time you go to the physician, okay, and he says, "Do you have your seizure calendar with you?" Okay, you say, "No, I don't have my seizure calendar, but we can download this stuff from the cloud, and boom, there it is." You know.
Now, is this something is this available now, or is this?
This is not available now. Okay, this is not available now. This is in process. Did
they have a band there for you to look at?
No, they have pictures of it.
Oh,
okay. Does it look? Is it plastic? What's it look like? Is it heavy? I mean, I know
it's large. It sort of looks like I'm sure you've seen the pictures of the watches that are your cell phone.
Yeah.
It's kind of clunky looking. Okay. But gosh, everybody's watch anymore is clunky looking. I don't know if you noticed. It seems to be the pattern now.
No, I don't. I hustle people's watches like. The watch is very big. I don't know many that are involved in that, but okay.
But some of us are. But
that monitoring the physiology, because a lot of people are doing that for their fitness.
Oh yeah. And part of this that's part of where this stuff is coming from. Okay, is that not only are they using it for that, but they're also using it to monitor all these other things. Okay, so this is really great stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is something that can be, again, I'm sure this particular Embrace device could be integrated into some type of a warning system again.
So
yeah, that's what I was just going to.
Yeah, because I was going to say the same thing. Like when you were talking about putting up things on the cloud and whatnot, and I don't know how many months ago that was, but you know how we had the medical bracelet that was the USB port that you could put all of that on there. So does that sound like it's gonna kind of merge with this? Like, so you'll still have that information? Is it? I know it's not the same thing, but
was that like electronic health record?
Yeah.
Okay.
With it on a USB, USB.
So it was like a different, like the electronic
flash drive.
Yeah, a flash drive basically.
Yeah. I don't know.
But this would be huge. This is so much.
Yeah, because it's outsourcing the information. You have to wait till somebody finds you with your USB port to figure out what's going on. And it doesn't work in the water. I found that out.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, some of these even incorporate a GPS.
Oh.
So you become unconscious. You have seizure activity. Not only does it tell three people three significant others that you're having seizure activity, it also tells them exactly where you are.
That's nice.
Using pretty much the same app as you go online, you say, "Where's my cell phone?" And it takes you to the location of the darn thing.
That's good. Yeah,
that's awesome.
that's incredible. So not only does it say, hey, you know, he's having seizure activity, but he's having seizure activity, and it's in his apartment.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
So this type of stuff is just, you know, that independence factor, okay? Because there are people, you know, that'll say, well, you know, I'm feeling kind of shaky today. It's probably better for me to stay home today, okay? What that does is something such as this gives them the confidence to say, yeah, I'm feeling a little shaky today. Maybe I need to do some biofeedback.
Well, you know, Tom, as long as they're monitoring these signals, if there is a way for light to get brighter or dimmer, if, say your sweat gland activity goes up, and people start watching that stuff, inherently people look for patterns and that kind of thing. And I've talked to people, you know, they go visit their dad in the hospital or something, and they go, Brian, you know, Dad was telling us he could slow his heart rate down, and we're all laughing and everything, and he held still and he watched the thing, and his heart rate went down, you know, 10, 20 beats. And so people are some people more than others are kind of, you know, they're maybe introverts or, but some people really tune into that, and they got a surprising amount of control over it really fast with just wanting to do it and paying attention for a short period of time. And you know, if you start monitoring these things, the heart rate, you can watch the heart rate variability. That's what a lot of breathing exercises in the biofeedback world are using. You can slow and your breathing and get into a nice pattern, and then your parasympathetic nervous system relaxation side of stuff is activated, which, you know, you kind of got your own ability of doing your own vagal stimulator then. Think about it that way. So.
Yeah.
Well, my question is this, what I find, and these are always great things that we get to talk about, you know, with all of the developments with technology and these pieces, but I always think about what's the cost? Who's going to be able to afford these wonderful contraptions? Because they're great, but they're not great to us if everybody can't have the opportunity to have one.
Okay, here's the answer to this. Okay, your insurance company looks at that, looks at this, and they say, okay, this is going to cost me to put this on one of the people who has my insurance policy, my medical policy. This is going to cost me $1,500 to $2,000. Okay, then what they do is they say, okay, for that person to be transported to an emergency room, to have emergency treatment for their seizure activity, and to remain in the hospital overnight, what's that going to cost me? And guess what? Suddenly, even though that it's $2,000, that starts to look pretty cost effective for an individual, especially if that particular scenario is playing out maybe once or twice a month.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, guess what? You know, have you seen what it costs to go to an emergency room?
Yes,
Whoa,
I have.
You know, it's like,
yes, without insurance. Yes.
If I can keep you out of that emergency room, guess what?
Yeah.
I'm saving a whole
And
bunch of bucks.
yeah, and then it deters people too. Like, you know, when you think about that, and with not having any insurance, and thank goodness that's not an issue anymore, but if you didn't have insurance, you're not going to try to get help. You don't, because it's so expensive. I mean, I know every time I went without insurance, I always thought about dollar signs, not about, you know, anything else. So, you know, these things are great, but I guess I always think about how are people that are in impoverished states that still need the same care able to receive these type of treatments or devices. Just like even with the SAMI is awesome.
Oh yeah.
You know, but like he's still trying to find a way that it can be cost effective just to us regular Joe folk. So, I mean, those are the things that I think about, because I know that it takes time and energy and definitely a lot of research, and we pay for all of those things. But how do we get the world back to being a great place and taking away epilepsy if it's still so expensive? You know, so those are the things that, like I said, I question about it.
Yeah,
It's only going to be over time.
Well, where people finally figure out that it's easier to help somebody, okay, and to help control things such as epilepsy than it is to ignore it and let epilepsy take its natural course and cost us all hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay, per person, okay, because you're talking about people who aren't working, you're talking about people who aren't able to contribute, you're talking about people who aren't basically being productive members. And you know, that's a financial cost to the country. That's also a very personal, emotional cost to that person and to their family.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's the other impact of epilepsy that a lot of people don't see. You know?
Well, there's going to be political issues because even if the hospital sees that, hey, the people aren't coming in as often as they were before, and the emergency room, not like the emergency room is going to be
Slow
short.
down.
But maybe there will be a day. Where is everybody? We got to drum up some business.
Now there's sort of another side to this, Brian, that you uncovered, this monitoring of people's
Well, that's true, Tom, and maybe we can do another
physiology.
segments on
Okay, sometime soon?
Sometime soon, yeah.
Okay. Well, we certainly would like to thank everybody for joining us today.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having us today.
And if you have any comments, please don't
Questions, comments, want to learn more about different devices that are being invented daily for epilepsy.
www.epilepsy-ohio.org or 513-721-05.
290.
I was going to say.
Were you? Because you seem to.